Well, in today's episode we will be racing at the Italian Grand Prix in Monza for Season 2, Episode 12, I think. So we are going to renew our sponsor. We are the 4th best car on grid, just behind Red Bull. Charles Leclerc. In the last episode at the Dutch Grand Prix we finished P10 and our teammate finished P7. We have 2 race wins in the season so far. We also are 5th in the Drivers' Championship with 113 points, just behind Lewis Hamilton, and our teammate Magnussen is 9th in the Drivers' Championship with 62 points, equal in points with our rival George Russell. And also we are equal in points with Lando Norris. And we are 3rd in the Constructors. So I'm gonna upgrade some stuff for the Grand Prix coming up. Well, after it, most likely. And we've only had 1 DNF of the season at Azerbaijan because of us crashing into Carlos Sainz. So let's get into qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix. Qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix, and it's going to be a wet qualifying around the track in Monza. So let's hope we have a good qualifying in the wet. We are currently down in last, which is not good. And I'm just gonna turn that off now and then turn that on in the race. Most likely some point. Because I'm not good with traction control in the wet. However, I'm getting better at it in the dry. And I've just messed that up, haven't I? This will be, hopefully, the last one I'll attempt. You know what? I'm just gonna... Seriously? That's better. No, it's not. It's worse. Yeah, I don't think we can get a good qualifying at all here in Monza. Which is not good for the Drivers and Constructors Championship. Unless we somehow be able to finish in the points. Which is probably very unlikely. And we are down in last. So, midway through the lap, I didn't realise the recording just stopped. So, I've now finished the lap, and as you can imagine, I'm in last by like almost a second. Slower than Latifi. Over a second actually. So my worst qualifying ever. And our teammate starts P11. With Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen in the top 3. And then last is me, Latifi and Ganyusho. So let's get down to the grid for I think a dry race, which is good for me in Monza. Actually, we'll be starting the 21st because the Aston Martin of Ganyusho is starting in 22nd because of a good penalty. So that's good for us. And it looks like Magnussen's up replaced because of that. So let's get to the 5 red lights, and which I think is going to be a dry race around Monza. So it's the 5 red lights for the Italian Grand Prix. So it's lights out and away we go. We get a pretty bad start from P21 as we go off to cover Ganyusho's Aston Martin. So you're going to go down the inside into turn 1 and go up to P17, it looks like. And for some reason Sergio Perez is all the way back down, is all the way down in P16. So you're currently battling with the Williams of Nicholas Latifi. As you go down the inside of Sergio Perez and get the overtake of P16 here on lap 1 out of 13. So now Alpha Tauri of Pierre Gasly is just ahead of me. And you're going into Oscari, I think this corner is. So I'm not able to go down the inside of him yet, because I'm too far back. So here we've had a good lap 1 of gaining 5 positions here at Monza, as Mick Schumacher's battling with Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. And it looks like Mick Schumacher's won this fight. As Latifi's going into the pit lane and Daniel Ricciardo. And we are up in P16. Oh, 15 now. As we go into the first corner chicane. And Mick Schumacher's gotten ahead of Lance Alonso as Alexander Albon. So we are on board with the Red Bull of Sergio Perez, who's going down the inside of us. And we stay ahead. And the 2 Aston Martins are battling with each other, of Joe Gagnon and Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll's not had a good race at all. Mick Schumacher's catching up to the Williams of Alex Albon. And he's still ahead of, Perez, and Mick Schumacher gets the overtake on Alex Albon and locks up and is off into the gravel because he was under pressure from Alexander Albon. So let's see a replay there. So they're going side by side. Mick gets the overtake, locks up, and then goes off into the gravel. Yep, so locks up, and big mistake there, which drops him down to last. So yeah, we are now going on to the beginning of lap 3, and DRS is going to be enabled this lap. And Perez is looking to get over the corners as, going side to side, blocking them off. And he gets the overtake. But we're going to go down the inside of Perez into turn 1 and regain that position. Here on lap 6, going into the pit lane. And let's hope he get a good pit stop. And we do get a good pit stop. And we looks like to be coming out in P20. Which is not good. And Ricciardo's battling with the Alfa Romeo of Valtteri Bottas. And Dan Ticktum and the Haas is catching up to the Alfa Romeo. And Ricciardo stays ahead of Bottas as we are quite ahead of Lance Stroll with almost 4 seconds. So Carlos Sainz is leading the race with Esteban Ocon in P2 and everyone coming into the pit lane. So Bottas is still behind Ricciardo. Well, will only come out ahead of Guan Yu Zhou in the Aston Martin? That's the question. So that's Joe coming out of the pit lane, and you're on the main street, and we do not come out ahead of them, and there's yellow flags above, and a big pile up as we somehow dodge it all. Luckily, and a safety car has came out, and it's Daniel Ricciardo who's caused it. So what happened? So Ricciardo is on the main street, he brakes, and my teammate Magnussen locks up. Then Ricciardo goes into the back of our teammate, and then Tsunoda goes into the back of Bottas, and so does Tectum. Then I somehow dodge it all. Then Guanyu just goes into the back of Perez, and Alex Albon just goes through everyone. Oscar Piastri is out. Yep, and then 3 cars are out of the race, and Lance Stroll as well. So yeah, craziness there. So a double D there for Aston Martin, and I've never seen the AI use this bit as a shortcut when there's been an incident, but case is a fussing for everything. And Alex Albon has a destroyed front wing, and so does Sergio Perez. Lap 10 and the safety cars just came into the pit lane, and we are up into P11. We go down the inside of Lando Norris. This is McLaren, and we are side by side with them, and we make contact of the McLaren of Lando Norris. So yeah, that didn't really go well for Norris. And also Mick Schumacher is out of the race, so that's 4 DNFs, and this has been a terrible race for Aston Martin. So Lando Norris has got a knee overtake back on us, so we're going to go down the inside of him and regain that overtake. Now teammates up into P8, and Gasly is in P7, Schwartzman's in P5, Leclerc's leading the race now. Carlos is down into P3 from leading the race a few laps ago. Yeah, so not a good race for Aston Martin. Piastri is battling with Alex Albon. Yeah, so Piastri is going side by side with Albon into Malbilico, I think it is. And was that a slide from Alex Albon? Yes, it was. So good save there. Almost a Charles Leclerc from 2020. And Lando Norris is coming into the pit lane because of that contact he made as we go on to lap 11 out of 13 of the Grand Prix now. And we are up into the points. And Oscar Piastri and Alfa Romeo is battling with the Williams of Alex Albon. Sergio Perez and the Red Bull is battling as catching up to the two. And Alex Albon's regains the possession of from the Alfa Romeo. And Yuki Tsunoda and the Alfa Tauri is catching up to us in the Porsche. And Dan Tectum and the Haas is catching up to Tsunoda. And Valtteri Bottas and the Alfa Romeo is behind Tectum. So yeah, I'm losing Max Verstappen's going to win the race, and who is that just had to look up? Don't know. but we went off the track there. So it's this been the race with the most amount of DNFs this season of 4. As the Northern's gotten the overtake on us, and we're gonna go down not go down and hit Sonoda and regain that overtake, as Perez is catching up to the Williams and gets the overtake, and the two Mercedes are battling with each other, and my teammates has gotten the overtake on Gasly, and Russell is up into the podium places. So can this be the first podium for George Russell this season, as we go on to the second final lap of the race? And you're on board with the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz, to see if he can catch up to the Alpine of George Russell. So this will be Alpine's first podium in this series as well. And also, sadly, we do not have Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel this season. And I don't think anyone's announced our retirement plan yet. And also a good save from Valtteri Bottas and Alex Albon, who just got the overtake on Dan Ticktum. So in that safety car, we thought really mixed things up into it for the race, as Sonoda's gotten the overtake on us, and we go down the inside of Sonoda to regain the overtake. As Sonoda's regaining that overtake on us, but we go off to cover him, as we are side by side of Sonoda while making contact with him, and we stay ahead of Sonoda. And Piastri is battling with Dan Ticktum in the Haas, but Ticktum stays ahead. I'm just trying to find who we are. So we are back on board with me, and they'll be for the remainder of the race until the final bit of the race. And Schwartzman was, by the looks of, is going to be finishing P5, which will be his highest ever finish so far in my team. And Charles Leclerc has just gotten the overtake on Max Verstappen for the lead of the race here at Monza. And I don't think George Russell will be keeping the podium position of P3. And Charles Leclerc is here to take the win for Max Verstappen in the final lap of the Grand Prix here at Monza. And we are still battling with Yuki Tsunoda as he won the pit ride, and we keep P10 and another P10 in the season, and that's going to be George Russell's first podium for Alpine, and we are still behind Hamilton in the Drivers' Championship. So yeah, a new podium setter for the season, George Russell, and we get for Porsche P9 and 10 of Magnussen and P9. And 4 DNFs of that being Mick Schumacher, Daniel Ricciardo, Lance Stroll and Guanyu Zhou. Sergio Perez in last place. Norris in second last. Piastri with a 5-second time penalty. Perez with the fastest lap of the race. Leclerc in P1, Verstappen P2, Russell P3, Carlos Sainz in P4, Schwartzman in P5. Gasly's had a good race for AlphaTauri, and he's beaten his teammate for this 2023 season in real life, Esteban Ocon. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video, and goodbye.